One of the challenges that a lot of Indigenous communities face when they're trying to revitalize their languages and teach the languages to kids again is coming up with new words and expressions for concepts in their language that they didn't have words or expressions for before. It's usually becoming endangered because it's no longer being used in all of the same social contexts that it used to be. When these languages were vibrant and thriving, they'd be used for every part of everyday life. But when they become endangered, they become limited to just certain traditional or certain social contexts. As a result, they stop developing new words for areas that the language is no longer used for. They might not have developed words for certain scientific terms or mathematical concepts or names of sports or a picnic, well, all sorts of random things that you just might not be using the language in those social settings anymore. And there are a lot of strategies that language revitalization teams have to come up with new words. One thing you can do is a literal translation of a word from English or another language. This is often called a loan translation or a calque. So for example, today I had to translate Mardi Gras into the Chitimacha language. Well, Mardi Gras in French just means Fat Tuesday. We already had a word for Tuesday, we already had a word for fat, so I translated Mardi Gras as Fat Tuesday. Another strategy is to look up the history of that word in English or other languages and imitate that history as though that history had happened in the language. So I also translated the word Veterans Day today. I went and looked up the word veteran, and it goes back to a Latin root, veteranus, meaning something that's old or aged, or it's been used for a long time. I took the word for old or ancient thing in Chitimacha and use that as the basis for the word veteran. Languages also differ really drastically in how they coin new terms. English is very noun-centered. We tend to coin a lot of compound nouns, but most of the Native American languages that I've worked with are very verb-centered. So the first thing you do when you're coming up with a new term or concept is you look for the verb that specifies the relevant action. The word in Chitimacha for a smithy, like a blacksmith, is place where they usually beat metal. So the word is based on the verb to hit. In Mohawk, the word for horse historically was it hauls logs, because that's what horses were used to do back in the day. Now, nobody really pays attention to the fact that that literally means it hauls logs anymore. It just means horse, but that's what the original meaning was. I've just been thinking about this a lot today because I've been helping the Chitimacha tribe coin terms for different holidays in their language. So Christmas Eve and Christmas is actually one that we have documentation for in the archival records, and it literally means English festival. So Inkanishi is how you say English in Chitimacha. And so Kachkaimpa means festival or party. Father's Day, Mother's Day. So Intiwashta, she is father, Washta is day. Mother's Day, Washta, so mother and day. And then Valentine's Day, tomorrow, is Pushna Datsin Washta. Pushna is heart and Datsin is sweet, so it's literally Sweetheart's Day. If you want to learn more about how languages work and Indigenous languages, give me a follow.